What we have here is a Gehl 4625 SX skid steer. Turn the key, the solenoid for the fuel will turn on, the glow plug will turn on, turn the key the rest of the way to start the machine. Nothing happens, not even a click. Troubleshot everything on the back end with the battery, with the starter solenoid. Everything looked good. Everything was getting the power that it was supposed to get. Then I started going on the front end looking for fuses and found the problem in the instrument panel. So I took the instrument panel off today in an ongoing attempt to solve my skid steer problem. It feels like an electrical issue. Everything has power on the alternator, starter, solenoid, put a new battery in. It's just not doing the final click. When I took this off, there was gigantic mouse nests in this whole wiring harness. This piece right here is where the key goes. And as you can see, the starting wire has been eaten. And here's another wire that has been eaten. And here's another wire that has been eaten. I don't know if this is supposed to go together, but this has been eaten. And I got a bunch of wires down here that have been eaten. So this is the problem with the skid steer. Okay, I went to Turney's and got stuff. Got some wire nuts, I got some wire, I got the connectors, the butt connectors, the end, the terminals, and I got the tools and everything. We're going to break this project into 3 sections. We're going to come up here in this section, we're going to clean all these, make sure we get all these wires taken care of. I'll probably put tape on these. Doesn't look like the metal's too damaged. So this will be section number 1. Then I'll actually skip the middle. I'll come down here and I have to replace a couple wires, cover a couple wires. That'll be section 2. Then we'll get to the key mechanism, which is probably the biggest problem. That'll be section 3. So I'm just going to tackle this just wire at a time and see what happens. Okay, here's my update. This was section 1. This all looks good. Here's what's always hard on these things. There's always a lot of wires that aren't used. Like there's a cut wire there, this thing here, this here. It's because you could get different attachments, but they use the same wiring harness. I don't think this is used because it doesn't fit anything. It does not go into there. Those are spade connectors. These are round connectors. I did put in a new wire here. So the red is new. I put butt splice connectors there, replaced that. On these other ones, there's just the the insulation coming off, but you really got to rub your hand on these because just looking at them, you couldn't tell, but the little is coming off. It doesn't take much for this to short out. So I got this whole section rebuilt. Down here, I had to put in a whole new wire for this one that was chewed really bad. I fixed these other ones down here. Now, this is probably the problem. So this was the starting wire at one point. So what I did was I replaced it with this red one here, butt spliced there, put a terminal end on there, put that in. I'm doing my last second checks. I don't see anything else. So we're going to, we're going to see what happens here, kitty cats. If I can find the right key. So I turn the key once. It always did this because, so what it's doing is this is a diesel, so there's a glow plug instead of a spark plug, and it heats it up. The reason this always worked is because it uses these terminals over here, and it's only this red wire that starts it. So I'm going to turn this key, and it's going to start up.